Well, in other news now, discussing those who are most impacted by gun violence in our neighborhoods. Tonight, a panel of residents and young people speaking about the recent shooting deaths of teenagers in Columbia and how they think the issue can be addressed. News 19's Nate Stanley was at the Earlwood Park and has more on the conversation.
Community responsibility and gun control were the topics of discussion in the building behind me, with about 24 parents, law enforcement, and youth seeking change.
A lot of kids are scared of gun violence.
Unfortunately for Devin Davis, a junior at Spring Valley High School, gun violence is a problem he's almost numb to.
I mean, you know, kids are scared, yeah. And parents probably don't feel safe about bringing their kids to school.
The 16-year-old was one of 4 high school students who spoke at a violence prevention panel hosted by Project Unity USA. According to Project Unity founder Bruce Trezevant, this event was held in response to the recent shooting death of 3 high school students.
It's imperative that since the adults are not following through with it, we want our young folks to follow through with it, and they can push the parents to make that work.
Trezevant says after tragic events like the one last weekend, community panels are held, but oftentimes only include adult speakers.
What about this child? What is this child feeling? Let's give this child the mic sometimes and let them tell us what they're feeling. Let them tell us.
The teenagers were able to hear from speakers, but also answer questions for how they think the gun violence crisis should be handled. For Davis, the answer begins at home.
Like parents being more in their child's lives, being more focused on like what their child is doing after and before school, and most like people who they're raised around.
He also wishes more was done for students outside of school.
But you could do like, you know, sports. You know, a lot of kids play the game. A lot of kids like shoes. Just the things that matter in life that could get you somewhere in the future, instead of things that could get you somewhere bad in the future.
Project Unity says it plans to host even more panels with even more young speakers in our local schools in the future. Reporting in Columbia, Nate Stanley, News 19, WLTX.